Hey everybody, what's going on? I'm Sean James and this is Kentucky, the mini truck state. I've started making this video 3 times now, trying to do a couple different things and just has not worked out the way I needed it to. We started to rebuild the rear end and we quickly found out that we got the inner seals, but we didn't get the outer seals. So that stopped that because we can't change anything until we get the outer seals changed first. Then I was going to work underneath the bed and get the inner fill panels worked out, and I haven't had a chance to get to it. The weather's turned nice at work, so we were extremely busy with a lot of stuff going on. So that happens every year when spring comes around. So I've had a few projects after work I've had to take care of, so it kind of slowed me down. So we are going to get into getting the rear end ready to paint. Not a real exciting video, but it's something that has to get done in preparation to getting it rebuilt. So, and luckily all the stuff that we're doing is, like I said, it's just the brakes and the axle seals and the axle bearings, stuff like that. So it's nothing really crazy. It won't really affect the housing at all. So we've already got the axles pulled. They come out really easy. It's just 4 17mm bolts. You back them off, axles pull straight out. It's no problem. So we'll make sure and plug the ends and get it cleaned up. I've got a really good degreaser. I got my friend Jacob Demfip. I'll use it to let it soak and scrub all the grease stuff off. I've got some cheap spray bomb primer, and then Rust-Oleum Satin Black. That the same paint that I used when I did the rear end. So, but before we get into all that, let's make sure and do all the good fun YouTubey things. Make sure and hit the like switch down below. Make sure and comment on the videos. It really helps a lot. Make sure and hit the notification bell so you don't miss future videos. And most of all, make sure and share my content. I want to say thank you to all the people over here for constantly sharing my stuff on my Facebook page, Kentucky the Mini Truck State on Facebook. These guys are always doing really good about sharing all of my stuff. I talk to them through Messenger here and there, so I do appreciate it. I'm pretty easy to talk to. If anybody has anything they want to say, find me on Facebook Messenger, send me a message, and we'll chat. But make sure and please comment down below in the videos. We haven't had much interaction there yet, and I'd like to see a little bit more of that. That would help my channel a lot. So if you want to, if you see this part of the video, just say, hey, what's up, dude? That'd be cool. I'd appreciate it. Anyway, let's get this rear end set up and get ready to get it cleaned and get it ready to paint. So what we're going to have to do is go ahead and get the rear end set up on something outside. Right now we've currently got on the sawhorse in the garage. There's my daughter Kendall out there. Hi, Kendall. I got some milk crates outside I'm going to set up, and then I'll just take and set the rear end on that. We'll spray it down with a degreaser and just let it soak for a little while. I've got some green Scotch-Brite pads that I plan to scrub it with. Then we'll wash it off. Then, like I said, I've got some primer over here that I'm going to spray on it. Let's see what my daughter's up to. Nothing out here. She does hobby horsing. Oh man, that's awesome. So how high was that?
Well, it's a X-Officer. So it's 1 meter on one side, 90 on the other.
So it's 1 meter on one side and 90 on the other. It's just that,
90,
you may not be able to hear her talking, but so she has all these jumps. She'll set up around the yard. She's actually jumped 4 feet, which is really cool. She's done it a few times. So she has her own little YouTube channel. You want to tell them what it is?
I have 2. It's River Hobby Horser.
Okay.
And there's River ETG EQ.
And that is for?
The first one's for hobby horsing, and the second one is for a horse game called ETG.
ETG, okay.
Or Equestrian Game.
Yep. So she spends a lot of time out here running and jumping around. She actually makes her own little hobby horses. It's really cool. And she does it all on her own. And she's always out here. Like, she has beaten the grass down. That's how much you can see. It looks like we actually have a real horse out here. They used to have grass last year, so he is slowly killing my grass.
Welcome.
My old Mazda in the background. I'll show you more on that later. Let's get these milk crates set up, get the rear end set outside so we get it start soaking. We got about, I don't know, maybe an hour before the sun goes down. It's currently about 55 degrees. It was 24 this morning. Tomorrow is supposed to be in the 70s. Last week was in the 70s. Our weather here has been extremely crazy lately. So that makes a lot of fun. We try and plan to do stuff and it just doesn't work out with you that way. So got the Nissan in the background. Yep. All right, let's get it set up and we'll get the rear end sit there. I know the other day we had the garage cleaned out, and now we don't. This right now is just Dawn soap. Figured I'd give it a chance just to kind of scrub it. It's got a green Scotch-Brite pad. Cleaned it up. Like I was saying, I had the garage cleaned out, and we started the job, and ended up having a cabinet fall off a wall, or falling off a wall. So the lady asked if I could take it home and fix it for her. And so now my garage is full of stuff again, which is okay. Dawn's not touching this stuff. Everything else is fairly clean. Mainly just the center section that's bad. Everything else had the paint almost ground completely off of it. So I think we'll go ahead and get the grease remover. Spray it on there. My friend, he works at the road department. He had some stuff left over, a little bottle. So he let me have it. And it works extremely well. So I said, this isn't going to be a show truck. This is going to be just something that my daughter can drive. So it's not, I'm not worried about it being perfect. Just be nice enough. You know what I mean? Let me get it set up to get the greaser and then the spray bottle, and then we'll get this thing sprayed down. All right, we got our degreaser here. The rear end has been drained for I narrowed the rear end. So we'll have to make sure and fill it up with oil when we get to that point. Clean my rear end. You want to show them a little Mowgli? Got a new puppy a couple weeks ago. His name is Mowgli after the Jungle Book. It's my oldest daughter's puppy. You gotta go down where you can see him, honey.
This is a Mowgli dog.
There you go.
Mowgli dog.
Give it a second here.
Oh, he's crazy. He wants to run around.
There's a little puppy.
He wants to run around.
It's a mini Sheltie that my wife got for me. She said, "Oh, you've always wanted a Sheltie." I said, "Yeah, that's cool." We got it, and it was just a couple, or maybe a couple pounds. He's like, "It's awful small." She said, "Well, it's a toy Sheltie." I said, "I never said I wanted a toy Sheltie, but it's okay." We have 4 dogs, 2 Aussies, then a mutt, and then the little Sheltie. So that's Bear's the big one. That one's Foster, Mowgli, and Rini. Rini's the only female we have. The rest are males, but they've all been fixed, so we don't have to worry about those having puppies.
No puppies.
At one time, we had like 13 cats because we took some cats in that people had left out, got them home. They were pregnant, and then the cat we had at the house got pregnant. We went with 13 cats at one time. It was, oh goodness gracious. So now we just have a couple dogs. We were able to give all the cats away. So now we just have 3 cats. Got Anna there. And then we have Grace and Vader. She lives across the street of my neighbor's house. She's always on the front porch over here. She lives there. Here's Grace. All right, well, we're just waiting for the stuff to clean. We'll let it soak for about 10-15 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and spray it again now, and we'll just let it soak, and we'll come back, and we'll see how much of the stuff we get scraped off there. All right, now we got the rear end washed. I gotta go shut the water off real quick. Guess I can show you what we got in the backyard back here, since y'all haven't been back here before. It's a 2014 Ford Flex twin turbo EcoBoost. Oh, trying to shut the water off underneath my house here. I don't know what the plans with that is yet. Maybe an idea. Another Mazda, another Mazda, another Mazda, and then my original Mazda. That is body dropped 2 3/4 inches. That's the one I plan on building once I get back to it. After I get done with this Mazda, it's the next one in. Firewall's already been tubbed. All the hard stuff is done to it. It's just a matter of getting back on it. Getting it back in the shop. Got a frame sitting right there for it. I may not use it. That's parts truck. This truck used to run, but the intake and everything is full of acorns now. It's got that Crawford grill in it. It ran, valve sealers were bad in it, smoked really bad. I pulled the motor out of this one and put the Mazda on the side of the house, not this one. This is the one that I got the bed off of. It was wrecked in the front end. It's all beat up. I'm thinking about making a wall hanger out of it. Top of the cab is chewed up really bad. Can't really see it, but there's a lot of dents in it. Really rough. So I'm thinking about cutting it and making a wall piece out of it. Floors are rotted out really bad in it too. You can see just completely gone, so it's not worth saving. That's the bed off my truck. It had been cut out before. One of the reasons I wanted to go with my other one. Plus this one was rotted out really bad. Old stamp tailgate. And I've got that Mazda. I'm not gonna show you much on it yet. That's my brother's truck. It has a lot of work to go on it. I'll do a video on it one day when I get it cleaned up. You can see it more. Kendall wants to know if y'all want to see her jumping that. Show of hands. Yep, they said to go for it. Very good. All right, we're gonna get the rear end back over here, get it in the shop. I'm gonna turn the heat on and try and bake it dry, get it nice and warm in there. That way it doesn't work flash rusting. Gonna wipe it down really good with some shop towels, all that. Got a sawhorse set up here in the shop. So I'll just bring it in and set it down here and we'll get it wiped off. I had it cleaned out for a little bit. That's that cabinet I had to fix. So rear end parts everywhere. We'll get it together though. All right, we've got the rear end primered. Let's turn around this way. We're gonna let it sit there and dry for a little bit. Well, probably a while. I've got the heater running. It's about 80 degrees in here right now, so it's gonna take a little bit to dry. We'll let that dry, and then, like I said, I've got the Rust-Oleum semi-gloss or satin black, semi-black. But we'll let this dry up, and then we'll just lightly sand over a few places, just kind of let it stick. But like I said, this isn't a show truck. This is just something that she wants to be able to drive for fun. So this isn't, well, I'm not necessarily worried about making it show worthy. So we'll let that dry for a while. Then once that's dry, we'll mix the paint up and we'll spray it. So yeah, it's coming along slowly but surely, but we're getting there. Not exactly what I intended to do this week, but it'll be okay. Some of this stuff doesn't look real great. Stuff in the factory, that's real thick, just caked on, coating the head on there. It'll be all right. I'm not too worried about it. Be under the truck, nobody's ever gonna see it, so. Yeah, we're getting it. All right, y'all caught me trying to be lazy and just trying to get it done. And I knew that I was gonna catch crap for that. So, yeah, get this twisted down here. I got all of it cleaned off there so it doesn't look like trash. And it took a few minutes. That's all the stuff that was on there. That's all just caked up grease. So don't be lazy, everybody. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Yeah, it'd be nice to have this thing done sooner, but it's not gonna look any better for cutting corners. So disappointed in myself. I tried to do it, and as soon as I got done with it, I knew you can't do that. You can't do that kind of stuff, even if it's for a daily driver. I mean, if you're gonna take the time to do all this work, you need to do it right. So I just got busted. I'm gonna make it right. So got it all cleaned off. I scrubbed it with some Dawn dish soap, washed it off the water, cleaned it up. It should be ready to get coated. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that real quick. Then we're gonna let it dry. Maybe just let it dry overnight. It's Thursday night. Video has to come out tomorrow. So maybe tomorrow at lunch, I can come in here and spray it real quick. Shouldn't take just 15, 20 minutes. Now, I want to get a mask. When you spray that oil-based paint, it really gets up my nose and makes a mess. So can't believe I was trying to be lazy. That was stupid. Dumb. Not anymore. All right, it's about 10 o'clock on Thursday night. I decided I want to go ahead and get this thing painted. That way it can be drying. And then tomorrow it's supposed to be really nice outside. It's supposed to be in the 70s. So I can put this thing outside when I go to work in the morning. It'll sit outside in the sun all day. It'll be cured enough where I'll be able to handle it when I get off work. So I'm looking kind of tired, but it shouldn't take too long to spray this. So I'm going to set this up on a time lapse. Y'all have seen stuff sprayed enough. I've got just a cheap gravity fed gun from Walmart. It was like $19, and I've used it a lot for painting trim at work. It works really well for this. I painted my frame with it, so it does a good job. I got a small fan running down here on the ground. Kind of pull the overspray off. I'm going to take and open up this window over here, kind of get air pulling through. I've got just a small little compressor, so it's not going to do really good, but as long as I take my time and go slow, it shouldn't be a problem. So let's get set up, get this thing painted, and wrap this video up. All right, we've got it sprayed now. We got one coat on it. It's pretty heavy. Maybe enough. Let's see what it looks like. Looks a whole lot better black than it did with primer. But I sure am glad that I cleaned all the crap off of it. Definitely looks better for doing that. So. And this is actually kind of a big step, because now I can put it in the truck and be done with it once we get it rebuilt. So yeah, that's pretty sweet. Let's cut the video here for tonight. We'll let this dry. I'll come back out and check a little bit, see if there's any place I need to touch up. I may actually brush paint a few of the places that are like underneath where the gun won't spray in there, just to make sure that all that bare metal is definitely covered up. I don't want to have a bunch of rust coming through later. I don't think it's gonna be that big of a deal, but it's never a bad idea to try and do the best job that you can. It looks like it's covered very well, but once this is dry, once this is dry, we'll be able to put it back together. The part, I looked online earlier. Part was supposed to be here tomorrow. It won't be here till Monday, so that's going to put us into next week starting on it, which is fine. That'll give me time to figure out how we want to go about actually doing it. Those bearings, I don't know if y'all have ever messed with the axle bearings on a Mazda. Oh, excuse me. They're an absolute pain in the neck because of the fact the bearing holds the brake shield on the back. I mean, it's an absolute nightmare to get it apart. So I'm going to figure out how to do that. I'm going to do a little research tonight, see if maybe there's some tricks online to do that without having to put a lot of heat on it. It's not bad to take it apart, but I don't want to put a bunch of heat on a new bearing to put it back together. That's kind of defeats the purpose of replacing the bearing. So, but like I said, let's go ahead and let this dry tonight, and we'll pick this back up tomorrow, probably on my lunch break, and we'll see you there. Well, I'm getting tired. It's getting pretty late. It's now about 12 o'clock. It's got a lot on my mind, thinking about a lot of this stuff, a lot of this project. So I'm getting excited to see stuff getting done. Everything counts, man. We got to do every bit of it to get it done. So progress is progress, and I'm glad to be making progress. So let's see what it looks like. So I've had the heat on in here for about an hour. It's probably 90 degrees in here. It's starting to dry up pretty good. You can see how it has a little bit of shine, but not a lot. Looks good. I'm real happy with how it's turning out. Turn it upside down here to the back side. See where I cleaned that up. It looks so much better than being lazy and leaving stuff on there. So, but I like the finish this paint gives, and it's fairly durable. Like I said, it's not the absolute best stuff to use, but it'll hold it very well for what we're going to do with it. It'd be a nice little cars and coffee rig. Go out, cruise around town. Nothing real wild. Then once she gets old enough, she can decide what she wants to do with it, and we'll go from there. But I'll go ahead and turn the heater off for tonight. Let this cure out a little bit, and we'll pick it up tomorrow. Like I said, probably at lunch. I plan on setting it outside when I get up in the morning. I leave for work about 7 a.m. So I'm gonna get a few hours sleep here. But y'all know how that goes. You get stuff on your mind, think about your projects or things you want to do, how you want to do things. And I'm really thinking about how I want to do these inner panels underneath the bed. So I've already got them made. I just had to figure out how I want to mount them. And I'll have all next week to work on that and not have to try and get in a hurry to do something halfway just to try and get a video out. And that's kind of what was going to end up happening. So I decided to do this instead. Again, I want to make sure and thank all you guys that are sharing my videos. Hopefully you stayed this long to watch this video. I appreciate you guys a lot. I can't do this without you guys. So thank you very much. It means a lot to have you guys following along. And I appreciate all the positive comments I've gotten from everybody. And that makes you feel good about what you're doing. So, and on those days you don't feel like doing nothing, it makes you a little more motivated to get out there and actually do it. So thank you guys very much. I appreciate it. I'm glad to have you guys along, and hopefully keep plugging away, and maybe we'll get this thing on the road pretty soon. That would be pretty sweet. You know, that's another thing I'm thinking about, all the little things I got to do to get it roadworthy. So, but getting the rear end in is going to be a huge bonus. If I can get it pushed outside and see it outside for the first time in a year and a half, that would be just absolutely amazing. Get me motivated. I've talked to Aaron Jones at King's Body Shop. He has some work he's wanting done, and I think we're going to work it out where I can get the bed inside the bed line, and that'll be. I don't know if I've told you what I'm planning on doing with it, but I'm not going to tell you now just in case I haven't. So we have an idea that Katie really likes, so it's a matter of getting it ready for that. And so that'll be the next thing we work on in one of the next videos is getting the inside of the bed. A few places have to get finished welded up and get it cleaned up and get it ready for a bed liner. She has a really cool idea what she's wanting to do, and I'm really excited to see how that turns out. So let's go ahead and shut this garage down for the night. We'll catch you here in a minute. Hey everybody, we are back. It's now after work on Friday. It's about 5 o'clock. I was hoping to get home sooner. My daughter was in a small fender bender, sideswiped the lady. Luckily, all she did is messed her headlight up. The other car was somewhat okay, but everybody's fine. She's fine. The car's still drivable, so it's not a real big deal. So it's kind of got me delayed getting this edited. I came home at lunch. I was going to put my axle outside, but it was cold and gloomy all day, so I decided to leave it in here. We also had a small dust rain. Apparently, there's a dust storm coming out of Texas. We caught a little bit of rain. And I'll do a video at the end to kind of show you what it looked like, but it was a dust rain. See, maybe my wife's other car is still out here. So this is from a rain. Like hers doesn't look terribly bad. There you go. These are all clean, and that's from a dusty rain. So. But anyway, so we got the rear end painted. I showed you that last night. It looks the same as what I showed you last night, so no whole lot to show there. It turned out really good. There's a few places I'm going to have to brush and touch up, just where the gun won't spray in there, so I want to make sure and have all the spots covers on to worry about rusting. As always, I want to thank you guys for following along. We'll make sure and have a better video for next week. We are going to be working back on the Mazda. We should be working on getting the bed kind of wrapped up, the inner fender and stuff wrapped up, so I'm really looking forward to getting that done and getting some more content coming out. I can't do this, guys, without you, and I really do appreciate all the comments, shares, and all that stuff. We're about 40 subs away from 500. Kendall's trying to sneak up on me again, and I'd love to go past 500. That'd be awesome, and I'm really looking forward to keeping these videos going. So, what do you say, Kendall?
Subscribe!
Hey, there you go. Subscribe to the channel. But I'll go ahead and let you guys go. I appreciate y'all being here. Make sure and comment down below. That would really help the channel out. Make sure and like the video. Share my content. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it. We'll catch you later. So while we were at work today, it started sprinkling. Not a big deal, right? See that? It was like, fuck, it rained mud. Can't really see them windows. But like, see, that's mud. Oh, that's mud. Crazy, huh?